Hi, I'm GNT and these are my bodyguards. No. They're Fight Perfect TV team and today we're making loads of videos. So what's the next one? What are we going to do?
So you are most well known for your spinning kicks, but do they actually work in an MMA situation? We obviously know they do work to some extent at the highest level with guys which are incredibly well trained, but can it come down the level to slower guys, and what's the best way to implement these amazing kicks in a more of an everyday fighting situation to someone who isn't as well trained as you, obviously?
Alright, so basically I think if we're starting with the top end, like the craziest moves, like 900s, 1080s and things, they take a long time, so they're very difficult to pull off. I've even made videos on this in the past, and when I make tutorials and things, I always say there's more of a risk, and they're more for demonstration kind of purposes. Absolutely. But if you are at the top of your game with the kick inside, you can make, like, you know, the tornadoes work, the 360 roundhouse kicks. You might even have seen some 540s pulled off, or a feint 540. Raymond Daniels just recently did one. And you end up faking the hook and then going in with a punch, knocking him straight out. So they can work when someone's high level skilled, and the way to do that, I always think, is to exaggerate the movements, make them actually more for demonstration, make them high, and then once you've got that skill and control level, then you can start to minimize it and bring it down. Whereas if you try and start low first, you haven't got the skill level and the turning of your hips. It's like exaggerating a motion to help you improve the motion, just like you would do with katas and so on. And then you shorten the movements to make them work, to make them more effective in fighting, right? So with kicks, I'd say it's exactly the same. I try and exaggerate the movements, and then because I understand the movement in more detail, because I've had more time in the air to do it, then I can shorten it. So like, I'll give you some examples in a moment, but like when I'm doing jump, spin, hook kicks, I can jump really high, kick high with them. But then also, like if I'm doing it for a sparring situation, the jump literally is as little as possible off the ground, and then it'll come around and you'll be like, whoa, geez, where did that come from? Because you understand the mechanics of the kick.
Makes total
now,
sense.
if you're a lower grade, obviously it's very difficult to get the advance, and then to shorten it, you want to kind of fast cut, so then you'll have all the telegraphs and things, and that's why it won't work. So when you get highly skilled, that's where you can develop it and then start to minimize it down. So let's just give a couple of examples.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, so which kick should we start off with?
Yeah, let's go for like a jump spinning kick, because they're ones that more regularly work, but still they're quite advanced. So if we're talking like jump spin hook kicks, for example, who wants to demo this one?
We all walk off. Right, you stay background.
Yeah, so like if we're talking about like a jump spin hook kick set, like the perfect Van Damme move, I'll show you this way because it looks nicer when you can see the open body. But if I go here and I'm just going for demonstration purposes, I jump up, whoa, I jump up really nice. It's a big motion, but it takes a long amount of time. So if I try that fighting on you, just move out of the way, bang. Yeah, and also I try and, you know, when I minimize it now and show you how I do it fighting, I would add something in as well, like a jab or something to feed into it as well. I wouldn't just still do it on its own, because it still can be telegraphed slightly. When I go now, I just think of a minimal jump and just switching it around, so it just becomes that. So now you can see the big difference in those two. It's literally a minimal jump. Now if you add a boom, you know, you're straight in. It's a quick thing then could possibly work. More than likely, a lot of people go for the back kicks because they're a little bit more safer. So they do that kind of the same thing, and then you more or less just go like a switch set them, rather than thinking I'm going to jump up big and get a nice big back kick. You can just have like a minimal switch, so it just literally comes straight out, and you can catch someone with it very easily. Back kicks and fast. Yeah, back kicks and hook kicks.
Fast.
Back kicks and hook kicks work a lot in MMA. We see them a lot, and it's also good like if you get caught, like if you do like right next through and someone's coming in, obviously they donkey kick underneath. They're very useful. You know, if you're in a bad situation and you've turned your back slightly, you can whack them out to kind of save you. So yeah, so if we give that kind of a go with that concept, let's see if we can kind of develop your jump spin and back kick or jump spin hook kick, and then we can minimize the height, and then maybe whack it in with a combo. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, so for purpose of demonstration, Aaron is going to be teaching Scott for this one. Me and Brad both don't kick very much. Brad definitely doesn't. Scott is an accomplished ex-professional fighter. He's a little bit old now. But he has the best kick.
But he's ripped better than all of us.
He has the best kicking technique of the Fight Perfect team, so he's going to be learning the lesson in this one, which is good.
Right, okay, so what would you favour, your jump spin back kick or jump spin hook kick?
Which one's the jump spin?
Okay, so you can see from there that it's actually very difficult for you to come all the way around, because what you're doing is you're leaving from here, which makes your natural alignment off centre. Yeah. So if we turn these feet as well, like if you're jabbing at the same time, obviously you could turn your foot at the same time to help you set. or if it's a hook, you know, it helps as well. But then your alignment's in the right place, so then you don't have to work extra hard to get around. So once you've set this and the heel's point in the direction, it's literally just a whip then. So if we're talking hook kick, it's just a whip in there, look. So then it's really quick, you know. But if I'm more of like fighting for MMA, I'd be here. We either got the step across to get to that position, or we can creep the back foot around. Yeah, so you could jab and get to this position here. Yeah. Yeah, or you could just jab and already go into your side stance, obviously your preference. But then as you're jumping, this is turning the heels pointing, and then it's just whipping around. Yeah? Yes, already. Look how much difference that makes. Yeah, still a little tiny bit too soon. You can feel it, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, you can use me as a little bit of reference, so like, whoa, that's it, nice. Little bit out, it's leaning a little bit this side. So what you do, your maximum power is here, and then it's actually slowing down before it hits me. Boom, yeah, there we go. That's it. Boom. Ah, that one. That would have been, like say, you know, if you crept that in nicely, obviously, the situation, and you draw them, like you might jab and then see maybe a head movement going, then obviously you can pick up on that and use it against them. Then that's kind of the idea is, you know, get them scared of it, the jab, and then see where they move their head. Set up the hook kick and read them, yeah. Exactly, they might be slipping, they might even slip to the outside, which is very common, and then they bang, they're straight into it, you know, so it's kind of a good way of thinking of it. And if they're more square or they dip back, then you change them maybe to a back kick or something like that, yeah?
Cool. Okay, very cool.
What about the switch side kick was really good as well. I think it's...
Side kick?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, the switch back kick, that's what I was just saying there, I was touching on that then.
Switch back kick then?
We did a hook kick.
Yeah. So just go into the switch
back for sure. For sure. The back kick. Yeah.
It was a completely different footwork. That you,
so if we were talking back kick, the good thing if you do a back kick properly, if you go underneath, because what a lot of people do, if you get stacked here now, this is the problem. If I get stacked and we get into this meeting at closer range without hands, then if I try like a jump spinning Sidekick, you can see it's already missing. It can creep under. But if I'm in this situation here, like I don't even close to you like this. Let's say I'm here and I get on the inside, or even I can jump and get extra, but I can fit it under. Like even if it's here, it's still getting something rather than missing and then getting So that's the idea. So when you jump with this, again the same thing with the foot turn. You know, obviously whichever one you preferred.
I might switch that way.
Yeah, whichever. Wherever's easier for you. Yeah. And then make sure that heel aligns as you turn in. And then think of it as like a stand switch. You see then it can come right underneath. Boom. It's really quick when you get it right. Boom. See, so now you can see your alignment slightly off. We're kicking over here, yeah? So
I'm coming straight back,
Boom. There you go. So it's still drifting out. So what's happening now is your knee's coming away from you. And when your knee comes away, it's more of a spin side kick.
Okay, yeah.
You know, spin side kicks can still work, but the problem is then the distance.
Okay,
Yeah, so like if I was close to you, then I have to jump back if I'm doing a spin side kick. And you can see it's still very jammy if someone meets you.
I've come with the foot positioning.
Heel, what I always like to think of it as heel, and then just think of switching your stand with your heel pointing towards, because the heel will lead with the back kick, and that means you're going underneath it. Boom. Wow, that's the one.
That's completely different
nice.
Technique, isn't it?
Boom. Oh, that's rising right in the chin left. Boom.
Outside.
Yeah, that's all right. The good thing is when you know about that knee travel, then you've got it. A good way to do this as well, if you work by a wall, obviously I'm using my right leg. If I went here, look, now if I bring the knee around, I clip the wall. Obviously you can damage yourself, but if you've got a nice padded wall or whatever, you can take it, it's fine. But you can go here, and then bang, see now you know it's travelling really straight. Yeah, because the leg's not coming around, so I hit the wall. It's a nice little tip for you there. Yeah. Actually give that to some MMA fighters in New Zealand as well, so get some extra tips with them. Yeah, so you've got jump spin hook kick there and a jump spin back kick, so you can see how more effective you can make them. You know, obviously you see me exaggerate the motions. That's more for the demonstration versions, the break-in, and just for fun, testing your body. But, you know, if I want to do them more for sparring or help you for MMA, obviously you set it up, and then ways they're more efficient, you can see why they actually work and why a lot of fighters with good ability do them.